Welcome back to my Satisfactory. As you can tell, things look a little different, and if you look up in the top right hand corner, we are almost done with phase 2. In fact, I have the materials in my inventory to finish phase 2 right now. I've been playing a lot in my spare time, and I had to get a recording done because I really want to move on. I've been playing it so much, getting sucked into it again. I've been trapped. Please, somebody call the police. Call the ambulance. I need help. Free me from this basement.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 2 project part shipment is now ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 2 will be completed and the construction dock will be constructed.
It took you fucking long enough.
The technologies of Tiers 5 and 6 will become available.
Yeah, we get a jetpack. It's kind of shit to start.
Your previous experience, but rest assured that you would not be here if you were entirely incompetent. Highlights are oil production, railway transportation, the jetpack, and many more. Completing Phase 3 of Project Assembly is your next main objective. Just remember to focus on producing and delivering the project parts, and Fixit's faith in you will be strengthened.
Okay, so yeah, we get a small sneak peek in what we get next as we send off the next parts to whatever it is we're making. Let's see it. Yeah, up into the sky you go. Got it. I love seeing it build itself. Starting from over there. I like that it just sort of goes in like a clockwise motion as it builds. So it's still not immediately clear what we're making right now, but it looks like a space station. Looks like the ISS, honestly. If the ISS was giant and circular, I guess. All of that made all of... So those materials made all of that stuff and automated all of those moving bits. Ugh.
Phase 2 of Project Assembly.
Yeah, we did it.
You have been performing more adequately under pressure and are closer than ever to saving the day.
I could honestly probably do the versatile frameworks now because I've got that shit automated.
You will now enter Phase 3 of Project Assembly. Continue as you are, and there should be no issue. For
You got it, Ada.
For Fixit.
So I went through and did all of the other bits of the tiers, except for this, because it's kind of useless. I don't understand what it does. But I also did a bit more research and got some upgrades. I have a parachute now, which is just lets me slow my descent, so I stop breaking my ankles. Got this thing, which is just the Xeno Zapper, but a little bit stronger and faster. Automated some gunpowder. We got shit tons of steel beams. And I finished off the nutrients tree and did a bit more research into stuff. So we're doing much better than we were before. Wait. Oh, I could do that now, actually. Let me just get this out of the way. Oh yeah, I also automated industrial beams, which I will show you guys in a minute.
Tool belt expanded.
Oh, there's no room in there.
Compounded sulfur's tristatic atom matrix into a quadrimensional gate vortex. You can now carry more stuff.
Yeah, all that did was let me have another inventory slot so I can put my rebar gun in here now too. Now I have so many things I can scroll through. So the reason I automated gunpowder is because there's some stuff later that needs a lot of gunpowder, especially if I'm working with nobelisks, because pretty much everything needs a standard explosive nobelisk to start. So we got all this automated, up and running and ready and beautiful. Actually, there was something I want to check real quick. Automated wiring. Stators and wire. That's actually pretty easy to make. I could probably automate that. Not now though, I'll do that in my spare time. For now, I want to look into these. I want to get the jetpack first because that's a very handy piece of equipment. And we should have all the materials we need. So motors are not something we have looked at yet. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. God, I'm gonna need to start automating just iron plates at some point. Iron plates and iron rods and screws. Okay, that's that done. We should have enough for wire as well. So I think a lot of this episode is going to be back to progressing milestones, as well as showing off 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, as well as showing off everything I've done in my spare time. I haven't made too many alterations to the factory we set up last episode, but I have changed some things around, and I also built a hyper tube there as well. Just makes transportation easier and quicker, so I don't actually have to worry about moving. I don't have to run there myself. So I'm probably gonna cut this out. So this is where the hypertube starts to get a little wacky, because I didn't want to go down to the forest floor. I wanted to keep it up high, not only for the view, but to keep things nice and simple. And it also worked better because I could connect it to the power lines if need be. It just kept things nice and easy, but it looks fucking disgusting from a distance. It also used way more materials than I would have thought when I was building it. But it also gives me a nice run up for this section where I gain massive speed down here. That straight down section builds up so much speed, which allows me to get to this point and poof. Oh, I fucked it up. If I do it right, I can just bounce from there into this one without losing any sort of momentum or speed. Also, I don't know why, but the Hypertube audio just cut out partway through for some reason. But as you can see down there in a minute, oh, you can kind of see it now. Don't mind that little creation over there. I was just playing around and made a little spiral. But as you can see, not much has changed. So this is what the factory for the versatile frameworks. It's just chugging away and making these. We don't really need them at the moment. Sure, we could take them. Yeah, we can take them. But I don't want to. It is not necessary as of this moment. What I want to show off is that up there. It doesn't look like much at the moment, but once we get there, you'll see some pretty magnificent work. So this clusterfuck of machinery is just building motors, as well as over here, we have our industrial beam creation. This is mostly just to automate things I didn't have automated already, so that they're automated and I have them ready on the fly if need be. I also have 2 spare constructors, these 2 set up, in case I need anything extra. God, I never realized how much of a mess of wires this place is. But we've got stuff feeding from all over the place, specifically into here, to make these motors. Why are my rotors so low? Is it running out of materials? Not really. Oh wait, motors, not rotors. The status. It's pumping out 10 a minute. That's an issue. Oh, I can do this as well. Yeah, I needed to get rid of those stators. I don't need them for anything at the moment. So getting rid of them is handy. Why is this running so slowly? Let me just put my remaining motors in there. Rotors, not motors. I keep calling them motors. Yeah, so these motors are basically advanced rotors that we can use for further creations, like in our current milestone for the jetpacks. Is this running out of material? This is running out of materials. This needs 250 a minute. This is only pumping out 200. So that's the issue. Can I split this? Yeah, okay, so what I can do is I can split this to then make a secondary constructor. Oh wait, that's backwards. So if I make a secondary constructor here, which feeds in and makes screws, it'll take off some of the workload of this this constructor here. Oh, I'm missing the iron rods for a merger, really? There, now I have the iron rods. Oh, interesting. So the splitter requires cable, but this one requires iron rods. Why don't I have any iron rods on me? That's weird. And it needs power. I honestly don't really care about cable management because, I mean, eventually it's probably all going to get ripped up anyway. I'm sure this will all change at some point. So that's making 40 a minute. Now it makes 60. So that should be plenty. Though now it needs to facilitate 15. It needs to facilitate 30, 40 iron rods a minute. It's only 37.5. Fuck. Oh, shit. Are there any summer sloops nearby? Nope, not a one. Alright, I might have to spend some time and reconfigure this because it's not gonna run properly with this setup. Actually. 37.5 and it needs 40, so it'll be running at a minor deficit. But this is making a little bit more than what is needed. So it should be alright? Maybe? Any of these have any extra summer sloops? I think this one might have one. Yeah, it does. You don't need to have them anymore. And you're running out of encased beams. Why? Because you're only pumping out. Okay. That's 30 a minute. How much does this need? 18. Okay, that's plenty. So let's take out one. Let's just put it at 20 a minute. Oh, not only is this making too many, this isn't making enough. 45 a minute, it needs 80 a minute, and now it's perfect. See, this is the problem with having so much for one thing, is there's so many different steps you have to check, and if the problem cascades enough, you just have to go down each line to figure out what the issue is. Do I have any spare steel beams I can chuck in here? I do. Let me just chuck them in. And now I have a summer sloop I can spare. Let me chuck it in this. No, you are not what I needed to put it in. The only problem with using summer sloops is it like triples the power intake. That's 45 minutes, that's plenty. It's 25 and 15, so 30, yeah, it's 40. So that's at 45 a minute. That's enough to power, or to fuel both. Ad nauseum. No, ad infinitum, that's it. So that should be well fed now. Do I have any screws? I don't. I'm gonna leave it because I fear touching it, so. Alright, now that that's done, I'm gonna head back to the hub, to our main factory, and move on with the rest of this episode. Okay, cool. So we just finished the jetpack. Oh,
provided you have a jetpack
conveyor belt 4s. But we don't even have rubber, so we can't even use it.
Automatically while you are standing on a surface, and different fuel types.
Wait, I can't scan for Caterium?
With this increased versatility, you will no doubt achieve efficiency levels previously unheard of.
We should work on oil refinery. Okay, so now we can make a jetpack. We can make one right off the bat. Perfect. And now there's no need for the stupid parachute. I mean, there is literally no reason. Do we have any biofuel? We do. So this right now uses biofuel because it's the only fuel source we have available to us. And we can fly. It's not great, but it is something. So it lets us get a little bit of thrust. So now what I want to work on is compacted coal. Because, where is it? This turbo fuel is incredibly useful. It's not only a good fuel source for the oil fuel or petroleum fuel, the fuel generator, but it also is great fuel for the jetpack. So if we have that up and running, it's good. So 25 coal and 25 sulfur. I can just steal this from one of these. Yeah, just steal. There we go. That's all I needed. And the unfortunate thing is I have to steal from my hard drive collection, which I have 5 of. And actually, I'm gonna use one because I haven't done any for a while. I should use it. Ah, fuck. Well, now I just gotta carry those around because I forgot you can only research one thing at a time. Damn it. Okay. Well, while that's happening, let's go collect the resources for everything else. Alright, so now that the shuttle's returned, we now have access to oil processing, which means we get the oil extractor and refinery.
Can now be extracted and refined to produce various industrially beneficial parts. The byproducts of these processes will require careful management.
Oh, and
but a
valves.
capable pioneer such as yourself surely understands that. To improve efficiency, pipelines can now be optimized with valves to limit and balance their throughput. These were initially left out because Fixit did not want to overwhelm pioneers with complex pipeline management, but they have since
Smart,
been
because
added after my
I'm
impassioned
a
defense
fucking
of the
idiot.
capabilities.
Okay, so I believe we also have, yep, scannable oil. There isn't any in the vicinity. So the nearest oil we have, I believe, is nowhere nearby. I thought there was one nearby. There's coal, I think we can get rid of that. Okay, so there's no oil nearby. Good to know. Shit. This is almost done. Oh, 2,000 meters that way. Oh my god, that is nowhere nearby. I know where that is too. Okay, so I think what we should invest in next is the monorail system. Okay, that might be something I do in my spare time. Jesus Christ. All this is super complex. Fluid packaging is not important. That's for making, packaged fuel for things like the jetpack and for just transporting it easier than using fluids. Fuel power generator is what I'm looking for at the moment. That's going to be a nightmare to get. Especially since we can't really make any oil. But we need fuel for rubber. And we do not have any rubber available to us. So I'm going to go find some oil and set up... Oh shit, I don't want to... fuck it, I can take that many. So I'm going to go find some oil and then I'm going to... Oh fuck, I can't even put that in. So, sorry. We're going to find some oil, we're going to deposit that oil, we're going to find that oil, refine that oil, and make a new oil refinery factory system. And I will see you then. So, we're in the middle of the desert because...
I was not built to use organic components for communication.
Oh yeah, so in the meantime, Ada figured out how to understand and talk to the alien entity.
I do run on a current. I am a digital construct.
So she can actually speak to it, and she understands what it's saying in my brain. Which is pretty cool. I kind of like that little subplot. It ultimately doesn't really go anywhere. She just mindlessly chats with the natural AI in my brain, but it's still kind of cool, but regardless. Anyway, so I'm out here in the middle of the desert because I was looking for copper to make a MAM, because on the way here, our research finished. Which means we have a new recipe waiting to be unlocked. Both of which are shit. These aren't much better either. God damn it. Oh, what's this one? Oh, this one uses nails or screws rather than iron rods. That's shit. This is 2 per minute. Oh no, it's 5 per minute over 2 per minute. I mean, it's better, but screws are a bit more of a bitch to make than iron rods. And flexible framework, these are kind of bad. I don't need this because I've already got enough. Actually, I'm going to go with the bolted frame. I think it'll be more useful in the future. The thing is, they're all randomized, so you don't know what you're going to get until you get it, which kind of sucks, but it also does make sense. And now we have compacted coal, which doesn't really do much for us right now, honestly.
Compacted coal unlocked. It is physically smaller and more powerful, but its carbon footprint remains enormous. This fuel upgrade can be used in coal-powered generators and vehicles.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the only difference is it's smaller and more... It's basically got more punch for its small yield. So it's a tiny bit of coal that basically does... It's basically better coal. It is coal 2.0. It is just better. Anyway, let's scan for some oil. I'm pretty sure there should be some around here, nearby. Relatively nearby, I should say. We are in the fucking desert. Come on, give it to us. Come on, give it to us. Oh shit, I'm way off. Okay, let me put a marker down there so I know where to go. Well, we're going to a new place at least. Please tell me that that's actually reaching. I think it's this one. Okay, it is. Okay, cool. So I'm going to head over to that oil and I will see you then. So it took me way longer than I'd like to admit to actually get here. We ran into a lot of hiccups along the way, but finally we made it to this area where there is crude oil. So now we can set up refinement. I also made sure to get the materials we needed along the way. So this is how we make plastic and rubber. Petroleum coke we don't really need, but it is a thing we can make if we want it. Mostly what I'm interested in are these. So I can, yeah, so the way this works is I get oil to make fuel, and then the byproduct of that fuel is resin. And I use that resin to refine that into plastic or rubber. Right now we need rubber the most because that's kind of what we're gunning for. So I think I might go with rubber because then we can get logistics Mark IV. And a good thing is, because it's right next to the ocean, we have plenty of water to source from. Look at that. Beautiful. Is this fucking bit of bauxite's in the way. So bauxite is still useless because it's for aluminium, which we don't need for quite a while. Is this gonna fucking hurry up and break? It's gonna go to 50, isn't it? 60? Jesus Christ, it's a big one. There it is. Get rid of that. So now I can, this is gonna be a really scuffed start to my oil refinery, but I will make it look prettier afterwards. Oh, right. That's right, I need to do it like this. So if I do it like this, that's the out, not the in. God, it's always backwards. Wait. No, that's right. That's the way we want it. To make rubber. And then hook these all up to power. So, this fuel... Wait. Oh no, this is making rubber. Residual fuel. Here we go. So it's making fuel and resin. The fuel we can't really use at the moment because we need the packager, and then that will become our main source of jetpack fuel, and we can just completely scrap these biofuel bits. I also need to hook this up to power. I have to shut that down for a minute. I'll refine all this in my spare time, but for now this is just how it's going to be laid out. rid of that connection. Okay, so there we go. Now it's all refined and all nice and pretty. So how much is that using? 40 a minute. How much is this making? 30. Well, it doesn't matter too much because we need to put in some fluid buffers. Actually, quite a lot, because if I remember, these hold jack shit. Because, so when fluid... So with something like this, when the fuel backs up, or when the resin backs up, and it's like a maxed out amount per stack, it just halts production period, even if you can create more resin. Or more fuel. It just completely halts any production. So that's 1,200 cubic meters of fuel that I can hold. And then when I get the packager, I can put that up together. And then I'm gonna put this into... Can I actually make one of these? I can't. Damn. Actually, I can. I think I have the materials. I just haven't crafted them. There's the wire solved. Where is sand fluctuators? I don't think I have enough sand fluctuators to make. Oh, because that uses wire. Shit. And I need 100 wire. This only makes 32. Damn it! Ah, shit, fuck. Whatever, I'll just put it into a normal industrial storage. I wanted to get sand fluctuators done because I was going to make a bunch of dimensional storages, but we don't have the materials for that at the moment, so this will do for now. And this is probably a very short episode, but I've been recording for almost an hour and a half because so many things went wrong. But look at that, we finally have oil production up and running. In my spare time, I'll go and get some of the other stuff done, like logistics and fuel packaging, and just have all that nice and tidy so we can start working more on actually building factories properly. But with that, I'm going to leave this episode here. If you liked it, please consider leaving a like, or let me know what you think in the comments. Give me some helpful tips. This is the part where I start struggling because it becomes a lot more involved. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And if you're new around here, consider checking the description for the Discord. Come, join the fun, join the conversation, and get a little say in what we do around here. That's going to be all from me. I thank you very much for your patronage.